J.B. Pritzker is going to be unchallenged in the Democrat primary after the only challenger to the governor in the Democrat primary was pulled off the ballot yesterday by the Illinois State Board of Elections. Good morning, it's Illinois in Focus Daily. I'm Greg Bishop with you each and every weekday morning, and we give you guys a rundown of what to expect and stuff that's happening here in the land of Lincoln. Go to thecentersquare.com. You can find the headline, Pritzker unchallenged on Democrat primary ballot after Tillman removed by board. All right, so let's read through this story together. The Illinois State Board of Elections handles, ballot access, and if you recall, we had the ballot access petition filing period, and it was just people flooding the State Board of Elections. Governor J.B. Pritzker was there talking to members of the media and seeing that his petition signatures got in. And ultimately, you have the process of objections that people can file against nominating petitions, challenging the authenticity of petitions in their signatures, challenging whether or not they have enough signatures to access the ballot. But after yesterday's State Board of Elections hearing, where they decided on a slew of different objections, Governor Pritzker and his running mate, Christian Mitchell, they're going to be unopposed in that primary March 17th. So it's all coming into focus. All right, so you got candidates that were being removed. Now, the Elections Board heard a challenge against the only other Democratic candidates that filed for governor and lieutenant governor. That was Patricia Tillman and Joseph Mosley, filing for the ballot access to challenge Governor Pritzker in the Democratic primary. Now, Tillman told the board Tuesday that she attempted to delay a hearing facing injuries she claims opposing counsel inflicted on her. In an affidavit filed to the Elections Board as part of the Elections Board's packet of information, Tillman said she suffered, quote, physical assault, physical battery, planned conspiracy, intimidation, threats, personal attack against my competency and ability to navigate through the Illinois State Board of Elections petition and objection portal, etc., while being deliberately prevented from gaining access to the portal during and after the objection hearing. Despite Tillman pleading in person to the board yesterday, a motion passed that accepted the board's general counsel's motion of accepting a hearing officer's recommendation that the objection against Tillman and Mosley be sustained for them not having enough signatures and then therefore being removed from the ballot. So you are only going to have one choice for governor in the Democrat primary. Again, the primary is March 17th. The general midterm election is in November, but we got to get through that primary. So Republican voters in the March 17th primary, you could have 5 pair to choose from. So ballot access petitions for Ted Dabrowski and his running mate, DuPage County Sheriff Jim Mendrick and his running mate, Darren Bailey and his running mates, and Rick Heidner and his running mates were unchallenged. Now, challenges are pending for Greg Moore, who does not have a running mate listed, and Joseph Severino and running mate Ranch Insquith, they have a challenge still pending. So there could be more action on the ballot. The State Board of Elections meets next month to deal with the rest of the pending objections and then also to certify that ballot. Now, for that U.S. Senate seat, voters pulling a Democrat ballots will see 10 candidates. Before Tuesday's State Board of Elections hearing, there were 14 Democrats running for the seat being vacated by Senator Dick Durbin. So remaining for Democrats, again, you've got 10 candidates, including the high-profile candidates of U.S. Representatives Raja Krishnamurthy, Robin Kelly, and Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton. Now, attempts to remove Krishnamurthy from the ballots were dismissed yesterday. Removed from the U.S. Senate primary, you have Anthony Williams, Adam Delgado, Jump Shepard, and Robert Palmer and John Goodman had previously withdrawn from that U.S. Senate Democrat primary election. Now, Republican voters, you've got a lot to choose from. 7, all right? You've got ballot access petitions for Jeannie Evans, Jimmy Lee Tillman II, Pamela Denise Long, R. Carrie Caparelli, Don Tracy, Casey Cutlack. Those remain unopposed, and objections pending for Cassandra Claiborne. So you've got those remaining pending objections that are going to be heard January 8th by the Illinois State Board of Elections, which the ballot's then expected to be certified by then. Now, the State Board of Elections also discussed their budget proposal for 2027, and they're looking for 13.4% more than what they got in the current fiscal year, and that's $6.4 million increase for a total of $54.8 billion. And they talked about how they, might have to shore up some of their funding or some of their reserves just to make ends meet if it's going to be a tight budget year. So are they going to be able to really get that 13.4%? Well, I guess we'll see. So obviously a lot to consider with the State Board of Elections after yesterday's hearing. But the top line is that Governor J.B. Pritzker will be unopposed in the March 17th primary. After yesterday's State Board of Elections hearing. All right, it is Illinois in Focus daily, each and every weekday morning here. I'm Greg Bishop. Thank you so much for being here, and get the headlines in your inbox. Go to thecentersquare.com, sign up for the newsletter. You can also find more at our YouTube page, not just what's going on here in Illinois, but across the country. Go check the headlines from Washington, D.C. to Washington State. It's right here with the Center Square.